I am an architect by trade, and to some extent, I used to think that architecture was pretty much only about creating buildings. But I later learned that the space around those buildings was more important than the building itself. But after my time at MIT, I realized that even more important than that space around the buildings were the set of diverse connections we found and we built in those spaces. My name is Sainz Caccia. I'm originally from Guadalajara, Mexico, and I see the importance of these diverse set of connections everywhere I go. For those who have been at MIT or have attended MIT, think about your time there and the experience of walking down the Infinite Corridor. The Infinite Corridor is our main street, and it connects us wherever we go and makes us take paths that might not be our usual paths on our everyday activities. Like when I was a student, I remember sometimes having to walk through the physics department or walking across the material science lab because that was a way to get from one classroom to another. It's actually the physical and perfect representation of what we do at MIT. We walk through buildings, yes, but because we walk across disciplines, making connections. And I think we should be building cities this way. So after I graduated last year from city planning, I started working on a local Boston planning firm called CivicMoxie, where I'm the only urban designer there while also working along fellow urban planners. And I've been involved in some affordable housing projects in Boston. One particular project I've been working on that truly speaks to the essence of my work is a master plan for an existing senior housing project in the Boston area. Their residents are mainly first-generation immigrants, either from China and Russia. So, and this might not be a surprise, but if you don't know, Russians and Chinese cultures are quite different. And in this particular case, because this is a senior housing project, we're dealing with truly and deeply embedded different cultures after years and years of living this way. So this is where the exciting challenge comes in for me. I try to see the connections and the commonalities and try to build spaces to accommodate them both. So in this particular case, we noticed that Chinese love playing ping pong, and then the Russians actually enjoy watching them play. So we thought about creating a space where both things could happen at once, where Chinese were able to play ping pong, and Russians had a space to watch them play. The thing is, diversity has always been a powerful force throughout history. It brings good, but certainly not without reservations. Unfortunately, diversity can also empower fear. Too often, people seen as different is seen as a threat, as someone who takes resources rather than creating new ones. It's never easy to learn that what you've known as your perspective is not necessarily the only one. Cities thrive because of diversity. Just think about New York, London, ancient Rome, or Miami. They thrive because of diversity. They thrive because of all these diverse knowledge and visions that people bring and share to the city. Cities thrive, but also fall because of diversity. And it is important that it doesn't matter if you are an urban designer, an urban planner, an engineer, a physicist, or an economist, to learn the importance of these connections in order to create success and development. And it's as important as learning about your own professional field. Diversity of experience and diversity of people is what brings resiliency and vibrancy to a community. And because of diversity, MIT thrives too. When you get to MIT, you realize your colleagues have the same questions, and most of them tackle the question from different angles. And sometimes that leads to different solutions. And that can only happen with a different and diverse set of people. So the thing is, diversity triggers stuff. And that's normal. It's never easy to learn that one's perspective is not the only one. And that's my experience as a student, as a former student. MIT is building a community and individuals who understand this and who are going to go out to the world and make it better because of it. Thank you for being part of this community.